Welcome to Cooking with Carrie. Today we are going to learn about a classic staple of Asian cuisine, tofu. I love cooking with tofu. It is low in calorie, high in protein, iron, calcium, and magnesium. The earthy tofu recipe I'm going to teach you uses cooking technique traditionally found in Buddhist temples, so it's simple and rejuvenating. The ingredient we need today is very simple. You need a pack of tofu. I use firm tofu for this dish, and I'll tell you why later. Next is yellow and orange pepper and oyster mushrooms. I like you to use oyster mushroom because it has a mild flavor that it doesn't overpowering. So this is my choice. The next choice is the bunapi mushrooms. This is also very mild, so it goes very well with the tofu dish. And a bunch of cilantro, and green onions or scallion, and ginger. For wet ingredients, I have light soy sauce and a rice vinegar, roasted sesame oil, and my secret ingredients is the ketchup and water. Now that we have all the ingredients ready, let's get cooking. First, let's open up the tofu. And discard the water. Gently rinse the tofu in the fresh water. Let's pat it dry with a paper towel. I like to cut them into small pieces. So let's do cross. Be very careful when you use the knife, and then up to down, and then about 5 inches thick. Next we have the orange pepper. We don't need to use the whole one. We don't need to use whole, just 1/4 of it. Discard the seeds. And cut them into thin strips. This is just to give it a nice color. And use 1/4 of them. Cut it thin stripes. Next is the mushrooms. I like to tear up my mushrooms instead of cutting them, but remember to discard the bottom part. Now you can just kind of gently break them to small pieces. I also have this bunapi mushrooms, and since I have them, I'm going to mix them with the oyster mushrooms. Same thing again, discard the bottom part and tear them up into small pieces. Next, I am going to use the ginger for flavor. So discard the skin. We don't need a lot. Ginger has a strong flavor. It is very good for you, good for blood circulations. So just cut them into thin slices. I like them very thin, so I'm going to cut them again. There you go. Now for wet ingredients, I am using 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce and half tablespoon of vinegar, rice vinegar. and about a tablespoon of roasted sesame oil. And my secret ingredient is the ketchup. If you have children who doesn't like to eat different kind of food, ketchup will always do the trick. So I do about 2.5 tablespoons of ketchup. Mix with about half a cup of water. Mix them well together. I like to use a little bit of honey just to give it a balance, just to balance the taste. Heat the pan with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And evenly distribute all over the pan. Make sure your tofu is dry. Now we can evenly put the tofu on the pan and let it sit for about a minute or two until they are light golden brown. Now we are ready to turn them around. Now you see they have this very nice light golden color. And that's exactly what you need for this dish. So flip them over for another minute or so. Gently handle the tofu. Even though that they are firm, but they are still very delicate. Now they are ready. Let's turn off the heat, and then you can directly put them onto a nice serving plate. Just like that. There we have it. So that's we put it onto the plate, and this is how it looks like. Now let's get started with the other ingredients to dress them up a little bit. Turn on the heat. Half tablespoon of olive oil. Ginger, yellow pepper, and green pepper. Just saute them for a few seconds until the flavor comes. Now we're ready for our mushrooms. Continue to saute them. Make sure that they're coated with the olive oil and heat it evenly. Now, in this dish, I don't add any salt, but if you like a little bit salty, you can. Sea salt is better. So we can just add a little bit of salt and pepper. And once everything is cooked, we can add in our wet ingredients. Has a very nice color. I would like to add a little bit more water just to lighten the color a little bit. Let it simmer for a few seconds. I would say about 30 seconds. Now it's ready. Let's turn off the heat and pour the sauce on top of tofu, just like that. Now the tofu is in the sauce, so it will absorb all the flavor. Now we are ready to dress up our tofu. This is the scallion from the garden. About 2 tablespoons, and then sprinkle the green onions on top. And then this cilantro is also from the garden. I use a few of the cilantro and just gently place them on the side. Voila! That's my earthy tofu, and I hope you enjoy it. The vinegar, the rice vinegar, really get into all of the ingredients. It tastes very good. And the ginger, it's just perfect. Mild, not too much. It doesn't overpowering the dish. Let's try the tofu. Tofu still got its tofu flavor, so it's very good. It doesn't, all of the flavor in each ingredient are evenly distributed.